Hi everyone, it's Liddy and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing another shopping video. This one is an impromptu shopping trip. We were in town and we decided to pop into the local Forbidden Planet there. This one is obviously a lot smaller than the London one, and also it doesn't have as big of a selection as maybe the Worlds Apart that we usually go to in Birmingham. But yeah, this one's pretty nice to have a look at and see what there is. This Forbidden Planet also only does 342 on Viz Media volumes as well as 7Seas volumes. So there's definitely not as much choice in terms of the 342. You can mix and match compared to the Worlds Apart in Birmingham. But I hope you enjoy following around with me and seeing what sort of manga there is in this particular store. As you can see, I already went in and started looking at things that I could find that I didn't find in my Birmingham trip. And yeah, they do have a good selection of manga in this store. They do also stock some good new releases as well, so it is nice to have a look, pop in, see what new releases they have, especially like Viz Media new releases. They're quite good with bringing out Viz Media stuff, like as you can see the volume 2 of Kagurabachi. They also had, you know, the Kaiju number 8 volumes, and they also had a lot of Jujutsu Kaisen volumes. A lot of the time, my husband always manages to get his Jujutsu Kaisen volumes in this store. So yeah, it's really good for that. But yeah, I'm pretty much just having a browse, seeing what there is. I saw some manhwa. There was also a bunch of the Ayazawa stuff. They had Nana, they had Last Quarter, they had Neighborhood Story. They also had this new Kaiju number 8 B-side. I don't actually know what it's about, but from the cover, I'm thinking maybe it's about Hoshina. Yeah, just browsing around, seeing what there is. There's some Haikyuu volumes there, as you can see. They had Frieren as well, but a lot of sparse volumes there. They didn't have the new one either, which is volume 12. That one I actually ended up picking up in Birmingham, which was really, really nice. One of my favorite ongoing series at the moment, so it's really good to see how popular it is as well on the internet. And then we got Dorohedoro here and Dinosaur Sanctuary Volume 6. I was actually really shocked to see that Dinosaur Sanctuary was already at Volume 6. I still haven't read my volume, so I need to do that before I purchase anything else. And yeah, we have also some Black Clover there, as you can see. Bleach, Chainsaw Man. They always have a bunch of the Viz shonen stuff, so it's always good for people who enjoy that. They also had Neighborhood Story, the one that I needed, in that bright green. It looks so good. They also had No Love Zone Volume 2. I still haven't read my Volume 1. Do let me know if it's good at all. And then we got some My Hero, Mashley. Wow, I didn't actually know that it was at Volume 18, so that's kind of crazy. Yeah, so as you can see, a good selection of things. Obviously, they have certain volumes, but they don't have everything. They had Pink Candy Kiss as well, which was one that I really wanted to get, but at the $9.99 price point, it was quite hard for me to find something that would align with the 342, so I might end up picking that up online instead. As you can see, they still have Spy Family, and they had the Summer You Were There Volume 6, which is really chunky. It was $14.99 as well, which was crazy, but it is a really chunky volume, so maybe that's why they upped the price. And they have Tokyo Alien Bros, which is one that I'm kind of curious about. Let me know if you've read it and you think it's worth picking up. They also had Tokyo Revengers as well, and the last volume, which is an absolute beast of a volume. Look how big it is. Oh my gosh. I think that one has like 3 volumes in one, so it's definitely a lot more expensive as well. It's $29.99. Definitely one that I would recommend getting online, because getting it in store, it would be really hard to find a 342 volume with a £30 volume. But yeah, I was just checking the prices of the other volumes to see what the price difference was between that really big chunky one. And they also had the Red River Volume 2 as well in the omnibus editions. I still haven't read my first one, but I do really want to support this re-release of a classic. But yeah, it was really fun to go around, check out the store. see what there is. Here's stuff again here. A little bit sparse though. Some of the shelves obviously were a little bit empty, as you can see. Definitely in need of a restock of volumes here. And they do have a good dame section, I guess, or more light novel section where they have all these different light novels, and most of them are 7Cs, so you do get 3 for 2 offer in those, which is great if you're into light novels and danmei and things like that. And yeah, they do have a whole shelf of it and a lot of MXTX, and they had this really beautiful hardcovers Heaven's Official Blessing volume as well, which looks really pretty. Yeah, and more up here as well for the danmei fans. So yeah, they have a nice range, at least for people who don't just read manga. And then in this section we have some of the non 3 for 2 stuff, I guess. We have the Square Enix imprint and Kodansha and Dark Horse and also Yen Press on this section. And there was this new one, Ayakashi Hunter's Tainted Bride. I'd never seen that one before. That looked quite interesting. I'm interested to see if other people talk about that one first before I pick it up. I've been trying to be a little bit more picky in terms of what I get. And they also had the new Elden Ring volume and Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity volume 6 as well, which is really nice to see. And yeah, just browsing here, they had Link Click as well, volume 2 and 3 already. And they also had this one, new one, which I'd never seen before. And then also this one, which is I Want to Love You Till Your Dying Day, which is one that I recently read and actually enjoyed, I guess, to a certain extent. It was very strange, not what I expected, but I definitely want to continue and see what happens next. They also had some Moon on the Rainy Night and a bunch of Oshinoko volumes and Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint as well on this area. I'll also be doing a haul at the end of the video for this one, so definitely stay tuned until the haul. I got this one, but I haven't read this one yet. Oh, it's a really bright color. See, look. This one. It's the first maximum. Yeah, so you need the first one now. Hopefully, if I find it on sale.
What's pop?
Next month. Surprisingly, they also had a tiny sale section over here. As you can see, they don't have a lot in here, but it was fun to have a look and see if I could pick anything out. They did have Sketchy for £1.99, which is an insane price for that series because it's a Kodansha, so it's quite expensive. So seeing it for £1.99. And I actually was in London previously the day before, and they also had Sketchy Volume 3 for £1.99. So definitely check out your local Forbidden Planet if you want that volume and get it for that price, because that's an insane price. They also had a bunch of Skull Panda, which I was really surprised about that they stocked that. And as you can see, they have more like blind box things stocking. I guess it's just so popular now that everywhere is stocking it. As you can see, I'm just pretty much browsing, seeing what I want to buy. I'm picking up things and trying to find a 3 for 2 to match with them. So yeah, I'm just having a look to see what they have. I think the $13.99 price point can be a little bit awkward, especially if you only have 7Cs and I guess Viz Media stuff to look for, because a lot of the 7Cs can be $13.99, but sometimes they're like $12.99. And if you want to get the best bang for your buck, you need to get all 3 of the same price and then get that last one free. So yeah, don't be shy. Everyone in Forbidden Planet that I've been to, all the cashiers have been super nice when I've been like stacking piles of the different price points and then paying them separately. Obviously, if they're busy, that I feel a little bit more bad when I need to do that, but most of the time when the till is not busy, they are more than happy to do that. But yeah, I pretty much just left the Colette there for now to see if I would end up finding a 3 for 2, but then I ended up going to pick up Neighborhood Story, which I wanted at the $19.99 price point. So then I'm now on the lookout for a $19.99 price point, and of course I picked up Last Quarter and King of the Land, which yeah, that was really good. I liked all 3 of those were ones that I really wanted to get, so I was really happy to be able to find that. Last Quarter actually was $18.99, but it's fine. I think when I'm shopping in store, I don't mind spending a little bit extra and not exactly going for the 3 for 2. Hello, so we're back at home and I'm going to be doing the mini haul from the impromptu shopping trip that I took to Forbidden Planet in my local area. I only picked up a few things, and I actually the day before went to London and picked up 2 volumes in the sale section, so I'm just going to include that in this video because there's not that much to show you anyway. So yeah, let's just get straight into the haul portion of the video. So the first volume I got was Neighborhood Story by Ayazawa. This one is the 4th volume. I love how bright and colorful these covers are, and with the spines lined up together, it just screams spring and it's just so nice. But this is one of Ayazawa's older works. It is a story based on things that happened before Paradise Kiss. So I think it focuses on the sister of one of the characters in Paradise Kiss, who is called Miwako, I think. And yeah, I think it focuses on her being like a fashion student or something along those lines. I've never actually read it before, but I can imagine it has the same type of emotional depth that a lot of Ayazawa stories do have. So I am hopefully going to read this soon. I mean, I am probably going to collect Ayazawa's work in general because I do love her stories. I love Nana, I love Paradise Kiss, and they just have a lot of, it's very emotionally charged. It makes you think a lot as well, and just things about your life and just the emotional depth to the stories, as well as the emotional impact, and also the character developments are really good as well. But this one is a really nice print. It's a 2-in-1 and it has like these really nice, I guess you could call these French flaps. It's very cute. So yeah, so that's that one. Sorry if you hear like screaming in the back. I've got my windows open because the weather is so nice, but I think there's like kids screaming outside. So if you hear that, sorry about that. But anyways, the next one I have is Last Quarter, which is another Ayazawa work. I have never really known about this series before at all until they actually started licensing it again. I think this one focuses on a more of a darker storyline, but I mean, Ayazawa's works can be a little bit dark inherently, but this might be a little bit more so. So we'll see how this one goes. But a lot of people like this one and were excited about it when it did get a re-release. So yeah, had to pick it up. And as I said, I am collecting all the Ayazawa's work to support her, and hopefully one day she will come back and continue finishing Nana. And the next one I got from my local Forbidden Planet as a 3 for 2 was King the Land. This one is a slightly new, I guess, manhwa series that came out. I don't think it's that new anymore, but it's a few months old now, but it's one of the newer ones that came out, and I have no idea what it's about. But I remember Caitlin saying that the first volume was good, and I think this series is slightly shorter. It doesn't have too many volumes, so I'm interested to collect it and read it. But it's always full color, and it looks like it's gonna be like a childhood friends type of deal. So, but the art style is really cute. and full color. So I got all 3 of these for a 3 for 2. So basically I paid for 2 and then got 1 free, and the cheaper one you get free. But if you kind of combine it with the same cost, so for instance this one is $19.99, this one is $19.99, this one is actually $18.99, but I just put it in, so this one ended up for free. But yeah, if you work out the cost of each of the volumes, and then if it's all 3 of the same cost, then you can basically have a better bargain for your buck for your bargain. I don't know what it is. More bang for your buck, that's it. But yeah, so I got these 3 in the 3 for 2 offer. So yeah. And the 2 series I got in the London Forbidden Planet because I was in London for work on the Friday, and then we had some time to kill before we had dinner plans, and so I ended up just quickly popping into Forbidden Planet to see what they had. And I only wanted to pick up some things if there was in the sale section because I didn't want to carry around my manga to the dinner. So I ended up just getting 2 things that I saw that I really wanted. And this first one, actually, when I went to my Forbidden Planet, and you might have saw that they had Sketchy Volume 3 for £1.99, and my Forbidden Planet local one actually also had 2 volumes of this as well for £1.99. So yeah, I think they're just trying to get rid of it, which is a shame. I heard it's quite good, and it focuses on a group of, I think, older women. I think they're in their 30s or something, but then they start to get into skating, something like that. And yeah, it just follows them getting into skating, and I think it's like roller skating or something like that, but apparently it's really good. So I'm picking it up. I still don't have volume 1. I've pretty much bought volume 2 and volume 3 for very cheap, so I'm just seeing if it will pop up in sale sections here and there. So yeah, but £1.99, insane bargain. So go to your local Forbidden Planet and go to the sale section and see if they also have the Sketchy for £1.99, because they had it in both the stores I went to. And then the last one I got was Though I Am an Internet Finalist, Tale of the Butterfly Rat Body Swap in the Maiden Court. I've been meaning to get and start picking up the light novel versions of this series because I do really like the manga. And as always, the light novel versions of manga are always more thorough in terms of the story. So you get a lot more story and a lot more depth to the story and more intricate details in the story when you do read like the light novel versions of it. So I have decided to hopefully start picking this up, and whether I get to the light novels is another story because obviously I'm just really slow at reading. I am really slow at prioritizing things. Just life happens. But this is the 6th volume, so I do need to get 1 to 5 of the light novel before I can actually start. But it was £6.99, and I was like, I can't pass that up. You know, $13.99 to $6.99 is a bargain. So I will just slowly pick these up. I'm not gonna rush. I'm just trying to be chill about my TBR. Like, yes, my TBR is massive and I buy faster than I read, but I'm just going to take it chill and try not to stress myself out because that makes me more in a reading slump than I would like. So yeah, just let's all chill with our TBRs and just take it slow and easy this year, whether we read or not. So yeah, but yeah, really happy to have this, and we'll definitely try and pick up the earlier volumes when I see them for good prices. Oh god, the kids are screaming. The kids are screaming. So yeah, that was everything in my mini haul and impromptu shopping trip to my local Forbidden Planet. Hope you enjoyed the slightly shorter video, I would say. I mean, I hope you enjoy seeing some of the things that are on sale in my local Forbidden Planet. Obviously, my Forbidden Planet is a little bit smaller than the London one, so there's not as much to show you, but I hope you still enjoyed and liked the haul as well. Let me know down in the comments if there was anything you saw that you were interested on the shelves. And as always, thank you so much for supporting my channel. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!